Hey everyone, just a quick live about the post I put out about Canada people taking their power back. So it was a post I just shared. It's immediately below this, and very important about the people of Parksville and Qualicum Beach on Vancouver Island in Canada. And as you can see within that informative post, how the people actually, because of the tyrannical government and the extensive corona measures, the people have taken their power back and have declared those two areas. Anyone that tries to impose any COVID measures whatsoever will be actually fined. For example, the people have flipped the tables on any Canadian government or anything that is trying to enforce these tyrannical, oppressive, and suppressive restrictions upon the people. So in these two small communities, really not small, there's quite a bit of people living in those areas. What they have done, if for instance any Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Canada's top police force, even if they try to come in and enforce laws upon anyone, the police themselves will be arrested. And this is easily done because it is written in the supreme common law, and it's also within the sovereign laws of what we are. In times of complete ridicule upon the governments in respect to their tyrannical measures and taking away the freedoms and rights of people, then this higher law becomes the active legal law. And in these cases, and right around the world, any laws that were enacted through legislation of governments that were not entirely supported by the people, they have no effect whatsoever. So when the people take their power back and know this, very quickly with 12 you can set up a common law jury and the people support that. And you know, this gets further complex within the sovereignty issue, not the issue, but the sovereignty concept. And what it actually is that in actuality, all the people upon the planet right now, they are the ones in power. It's not the government. The government were only selected, you can say, supposedly by the people to represent them. However, in spite and despite of all of the evidence that is circulating globally during this great awakening, ones are coming to see that it is intentional, these lockdowns and restrictive and oppressive measures, that there is no reason behind them, and that the lie is at the forefront, which many are awakening to. So in this process of people taking back their power, I am very happy to share what has occurred in Canada. And Kevin Annett is such a great figure at informing ones over the years as well, and doing extensive good work at revealing the church, so the British monarch, in their murderous crimes, and bringing the evidence to light. And you know, his story is totally valid, totally credible, and to get into that, it'd be unbelievable for anyone that's not awakened, but it's truth. And it's because of these things that so many people know it, and more every are awakening. The governments no longer have the power. The power is within the people, and this transition is happening rapidly around the planet at this time, and it must be. So the lost, and again, you are seeing the transition of power into the people away from the governments, and this is part of the liberation for humanity and the Ascension, and is also part of the destruction of what they gave as the financial system and the economy, which again totally isn't a farce. It's an illusion that no one needs to be restricted to. So to just try to keep things simple in this, the main thing is it's happening. And with that post below this live, and also I put out the video that's down a few posts below that, where Kevin Annette, in the YouTube says what the people have done, and it's not being tolerated in those areas. And I anticipate also you're going to see many other areas of Canada follow suit with the people declaring the common law upon the lands they are on in the villages, meaning that no health officials, anything with the government, any arm of the government can do anything with it, including military or any of that. But also with that, having said military, they are also being imploded as well, where the mass awakening, where ones are awakening to their consciousness, they are going more into the morals and the ethics of what they are. So any military with a soul will see this, and they will not support the military. So we are in full swift transition. And an example of that, what I wish to say is like what occurred in Germany, where the public police commissioner or detective, anyway, a police figure, he stands with the people against the corona, against the tyrannical measures taken by the government. So you're seeing it is happening. So it's not fictional. This is the reality, and nothing stops it and nothing prevents it. The light is in full control upon the surface there, and it's futile to any darkness or anyone to try to resist what is the actuality. And it has also reached the point now where enough of the people are awakened for them to that are wearing masks and shields. It's becoming very clear, let's say, that they are actually the conspiracy theorists now by believing that they must do all of these things. However, with our compassion, we just know that they are not awakened yet, and if they're supposed to awaken, they will rise out of their fear. And majority around the planet, of which the majority knows that the corona is a scam, it is false. So you are seeing it happening, and more and more confirmations constantly as we go along. So it's all divinely ordained that they do awaken, and this is occurring very rapidly. So great. Just going to have another 83-cent coffee, Femi, and we're waiting another divine one to arrive here. So have an amazing day, and everyone should be so happy with that news in Canada, what I just put out. And I suggest right across Canada, there were, to my knowledge, at least 40 different communities that had gained their sovereignty, I believe, over the last years, and being prepared for this time. I also can say that, especially in Manitoba several years back, that the RCMP that were still working then were also informed of the common law and the authority of it for the people, because also they were being prepared for the transition. And things run so deep. I am knowledgeable on all of it, but we don't need to go back there. Woo! We need to keep going forward with it, and all of you powerful co-creators, keep energizing, keep doing the things you're doing. Just a couple days ago, General Flynn put out the tweet, be ready, digital soldiers, digital warriors. keep getting the truth out. The media has lost the censoring. There is no way that they could contain it. Actually, it has fanned out the truth, and very quickly with that, as I have mentioned before, the execution orders have been, or executive orders by Trump in the U.S. have already been in place, that at any moment, let's say like Facebook, when they censor, their whole executive can be removed, and it is written in law to do that. And this is also with any media as well. So you can see very quickly, the blink of an eye, how Trump can just take control of the full media, social media, and especially in times of what you would call emergency. Not emergency because of the corona. It was actually an emergency because of the dark Kabbalistic attempts at their desperate attempts to maintain control upon humanity. However, again, everything is futile and divinity is omnipotent. Thing they tried, like throwing wrenches in, all it did was just it assisted us. When the darkness would try to throw a wrench in to hinder the ascension, it actually give us another more evidence to give to those not awakened. So we are very grateful for the darkness desperation at revealing more of their self as well. So everything is beautiful. Love you all. Love and light. And here's Femka. Woo! So have an amazing day. Much love.